down, whatever it is. You got to be able to be locked in and focus on your assignment, and just take every play, just one down at a time. So that helps with mental toughness. Like I said, Coach Reed and Coach Tuck always praise about that.
What happens when something doesn't go your way? How do you reset? How do you get back locked in?
It's a one-play mentality. One-play mentality. At the end of the day, like I said, things are not always going to go our way. That's just a game of football. That's a game of life. So you got to be able to move forward each and every time.
Great, thank you.
What have you most improved on since you got here?
I think for me, it's just the little games. Coach Tuck has done, Coach Tuck and Coach Reed really helped me out as far as just helping me with the little things in my game, especially with being more efficient in the pass game, getting out, being able to read defenses faster, all these things that we're working on in the spring and then it's falling into now in fall camp. So we're able to take that up into the game. So all those things what I've been working on, just continuously working on just me and my craft as far as moves in open field and just continuously working on those things on a daily basis.
You still want to go by Nate? I remember in the spring, I think you said Nate. I don't want
It's either or,
yeah,
either or.
okay.
Either or.
Nate's a little easier, so I'll shoot that. Is the competitive environment in the room right now, once you bring in Barber, I guess he's the only new guy from spring, but pretty deep room. How do you describe that?
Yeah, it's just yeah, it's great all around. We understand that no matter who goes out there on that field, that we're going to be ready. And Coach Reed, that we're going to need everybody in that room. From Mang to me to Jalen Berger to JoJo to Day to Barbin to Jordan Simmons, everybody in that room we're going to need this year. So we all attack practice trying to get each other better. And really making sure that we're all improving on our crafts and just helping each other improve on our crafts. So yeah, it's very competitive, but at the end of the day, we're all teammates, so we're all trying to make each other better at the end of the day because we're going to need everybody to play.
How do you compartmentalize all the competition? I mean, obviously, like only one guy more than likely playing at a time, but there is competition. There could be 3 or 4 guys that play. I guess how do you try to differentiate, between what your role could ultimately be?
At the end of the day, like our mindset is to be a selfless teammate. That's one of our core values. We act with the Spartans' best interest first. So whoever Coach Reed throws out there, we know that they will be able to get the job done. It's our job as teammates to make sure that we're always ready. Whether we're 1 or 2 or 3, make sure we're always ready. And like I said, we celebrate each and every one of these guys. We're all talented in that room, and we all can do a lot of different things, which is great for our team because a lot of us are versatile in different situations, which is going to help us in the games. Eventually, going to help us when the season come around. So for all of us, we understand our roles, and we're continuously just growing and what we have to do, and just building each other up to be better teammates and to be better football players at the end of the day.
How are you seeing the space? I guess, it's early. Asked Ephraim about it, but just how are you kind of seeing the space with the offensive lineman separation, or what's that been like for you?
It's been really great working those guys, and then seeing how from the spring to now how much they've improved, not just in the run game but also in the pass game. And for us as running backs, it's very critical that we understand, everything that means us in the O-line on a very good page, us the O-line, the quarterback. So for us, from that spring all the way now to fall camp, it's just working on those things as far as communication, and it's working on little things that's going to help us each and every day and help us when we get to game time to be able to go on that field and execute.
I know you weren't here last year, obviously, but everyone was talking about how last year part of the problem in the run game is everybody was trying to be like Kenneth Walker, trying to make the huge play. I guess as you talk to you guys about that, and I guess what would be your mindset, to try and combat that, take what is given and what the play.
Yeah. Especially as a running back, you got to understand, you got to be able to take what the defense gives you, and if you try to make a big play, you're gonna miss the little things, and especially with the way we on our offense, it's like I said earlier, it's a play at a time. So for us in that position, we're not trying to score a touchdown each and every play. We're trying to take what defense gives us, make sure that our reads are right, and then taking that next play. At the end of the day, if we do break a long one, then it is what it is. But our mindset is not to try to score touchdowns every time because that's just not realistic. That's just not the game of football.
How much did you get to watch Walker 2 years ago? Were you a freshman?
I think so.
Second year.
I think, second year.
Did you get? How much did you get to watch him? Like, what were your thoughts on it?
I watched him more when I found out I was going to come here, just watching his film and obviously looking back at previous years of going into the spring and stuff like that, just watching how he approached the game, especially how he practiced, was really important. Like I said, Coach Tuck does a great job of making sure that our practices are harder than the games, so the games are easier. So just really watching how he practices, how he finishes. There's things that Coach Reed implements on all the running backs, in which we've done a good job so far in the fall, is really finishing. And like I said, just honing in our craft. Practice is an opportunity where we can get better. We can all each improve in our craft. So learning from a guy like that. really helps us in the long run, so we can be able to execute when the season comes around.
Can you describe your comfort level now with the offensive playbook and all that stuff?
I'm very
Where you were in the
comfortable.
spring?
Yeah, very, very comfortable. You know, like I said, in the summer we did a great job, man, of really honing into studying defenses and understanding what us as an offense, what our scheme is, what we got to do. So for me, I'm very comfortable with the offensive scheme, the blocking, running, and stuff like that. So and just continuously proving on that, just making things faster as far as okay, what's the defense doing, what's the line front, you know, how do I read this inside zone, you know, who am I supposed to be on this play, outside zone, you know, where I'm supposed to go. So things like that are all the little things I continuously improve on. But as far as comfortability, the offense, I feel pretty comfortable.
What you get done in the weight room this summer? I saw you doing the squat video. Did you add mass or what
Yeah,
you get done
yeah.
there? Are you feeling those benefits?
I feel great. You know, I feel like Coach Novak and his staff did a great job for us in the summer to help us really prepare for fall camp and just for the season. So I feel great. I feel strong. I feel much quicker and faster than I was in the spring, which is what I was hoping for. So I'm just excited to continue to build on that, and I'm ready to put that forth when we get to the games. So.
Weight-wise, where are you at now? Or like, is that a difference at all?
It's about the same as I was in the spring, about the same. But as far as like strength-wise, speed-wise, I feel like it got better in that area. So.
What's more important for a running back, the lower body strength or the upper body?
I feel like it's all around, you know. Everything starts with the lower body, you know, from the squats and and then obviously everything works way up. So for us, it's all around because we do a lot of things. We run, we block, got to break tackles, do all those things. So our job and how much effort we put in the weight room really produces on the field. So I feel like for running backs, it's all around thing.
600 pounds, is that your max at weight?
That was the highest I went for squat. Yeah. And since I've been in college, so yeah.
Probably get in trouble if you want to try to do more than that.
Probably.
What is? Give us an example, maybe some of you're talking about the strength gains and feeling more agile. Quick. Can you give us an example of how that translates to practice? Is there any one area where you can see that?
I would say for me in my pass protection, you know, because like I said, that's the area where I want to continue to grow in. So for me, being able to generate a lot of power from a lower body and generate that upper body helps me to be able to get my hands out there, especially being in Big Ten. We're facing a lot bigger backers than I was when I was at UConn. So for me, it's more about technique than about physicality, even though it's a very physical game. But if I'm very technically sound with my hands, with my feet, that's going to help me a lot.
When you look at the competition right now, it's obviously early, but how much difference do you see from spring to now with what you guys have?
I feel like all around, all of us just got better. All of us put a lot of work in all the way from the spring, working a lot in the summer, and then now it's the fall. So us as like I said, it's a very competitive group. But like I said earlier, you know, all of us we're not necessarily competing against each other. We're growing to help each other win. We're growing to help each other be better because we're gonna need everybody in that room. Everybody in the room is versatile in their own different way, and we're gonna be able to need to use everybody in specific parts of the game. So for us, it's really good because we can approach that like, hey, how can I get my teammate better? How can I get Jordan better? How can I get Jalen and Jaren better, and JoJo and Day and all those guys. So it's more of like, hey, like how can I be a selfless teammate today to get those guys better so all of us could be better at the end of the day. So we all hold each other up to a very, very high standard. That's what Coach Reed holds us up to a very high standard so we can go out on the field and produce for this team.
He talked a lot, because he mentioned to us, he's like, can't happen what happened last year.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, how is that, how does he translate that to you guys?
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, and that mindset that he has, you know, that's the same that mindset that we take care of. Like the things, finishing with only 600 or so yards, I'm not really necessarily what the exact word, but for rushing, I mean, that's just not good. Especially that's not gonna help you win games. So for us in the run back room, we have to continuously push ourselves every single day in practice and make sure that doesn't happen again. And we're gonna have a lot of good running. We're gonna have 1,000-yard rushers. We're gonna have some guys who are gonna tote the rock for over 700 yards. So we're gonna have a lot of running backs producing a lot of ball, a lot of yards this season. So that's what we're preparing for. That's what we're continuously that's our goal, and that's what we want because that's what we know is gonna help our team win is be able to run the football.
What time of possession is that a conversation point for you guys?
Say that again?
Time of possession. I mean, that obviously works in with what you guys do, but I mean, those grinding long drives, that's something that
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a part of football. So, obviously, when we get into situation downs and depending on who we play and whatever, you know, those are things that we take in. But like I said, we just play every play and every snap. You know, just that snap, and we worry about that, and we go from there. So.
After Kenneth left, there was so much of it just being kind of like, not by running back by committee, but everyone didn't want it to be on one guy. And it just kind of seems like that is the tone again this season. It's not going to be just on one guy.
Yeah, like I said, whoever Coach Reed throws out there for our first game, we know that they're going to be prepared and they're going to be ready. And all our running backs in that running back room has to be ready to play. Because at the end of the day, like I said, we all have different versatile skills and abilities, so we're all going to need to know how to play, and we're all going to need to know what to do, which is really good for us because, like I said, because we have a versatile group where we get a lot of fresh legs in and out the game, which is going to help us a lot. So, like I said, whoever Coach Reed throws out there in the beginning of the game, we know that they'll be ready, and like I said, everyone else behind them will be ready as well. So.
You mentioned Jaron stepping in and sort of becoming a leader in that room. And you guys, what have you seen from him in that?
Yeah, it's just been great to have a lot of older, like I said, me and him being transfers, but also being a little bit older guys. It's been great to kind of learn from him and just compete with him and grow with him. He's a great teammate, and just watching him from the spring till now, as far as like you said, that leadership role, it's just really been good to see that. So it's going to be exciting to see what he does this year, and as we continue to go out through camp.
You guys scrimmage Saturday, I assume.
I believe so. Yeah.
What type of opportunities for your room specifically?
Yeah, it's just good. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good for not only for us, but just for the team to be able to go out there and produce and see what we worked on from the summer, from the spring, and go out there and put it to practice. So it's gonna be a good scrimmage for all of us, and we're really taking a day at a time. That's a Saturday's a long ways away, so we gotta worry about Tuesday and then go from there. But making sure that we're attacking every day at a time. Then when Saturday comes, we'll be ready.
The way your season ended, like you probably love this grind, right? Just being back around, I would think.
Yeah,
For some guys, it kind of gets, but for a guy who got hurt and then having to, do all this, is that you kind of enjoying the parts about this?
It's definitely fun. Like you said, you have to be able to take in these opportunities. Because at the end of the day, football is not gonna last forever. And one day you're gonna be looking back and be like, man, I actually miss going to camp. I miss going to the games. So obviously, yeah. Now at times the dudes get tired and actually lay it down in camp. But for me, I just try to be grateful for every opportunity. I know that God placed me here for a reason, for a season and out of a season. So I'm just trying to be grateful for this opportunity that I have and to take advantage of it. So.
Going back to Taylor Sharon, with the physicality it brings, it just kind of raised the bar for being physical as a group.
I'm sorry, say it one more time.
With a guy like Jared being a big body tailback, does that just kind of raise the bar for the phicality of the whole group? Like, he kind of sets the tone for that?
Yeah. Like I said, for all of us, we're all pretty physical guys. We're all very strong. We all worked a lot, very, very hard in the weight room. So for all of us, we're going to continue to improve on that physicality and just help each other grow in that area as well, and help the O-line and help whoever we need to do so we can be able to produce on the field. So for me, Jaron, and for all the other running backs in the room, that's something that we know how to do, and that's something that we're continuously growing on.
I'd imagine now, coming off the spring and fall, you have more comfort level with the offensive line. Do you feel like chemistry-wise that kind of set communication? Works a lot better with you?
Yeah, most definitely. Like especially with the pass game. I said when we understand what the offensive line is doing, as far as pass blocking and even in run blocking, it helps us do our job better. It makes us better running backs. So it's been great being able to learn about more of their job and growing with them as far as communicating throughout fall camp.
Coming in from UConn, what were your expectations for fall camp, and are they being met or exceeding? What do you see different?
I don't know if I necessarily had expectations. I kind of, just wanted to go in with open mind. I'm just ready to work on whatever coaches or whatever practice throws at me, to be able to handle it in that way and just do what the team needs me to do. So I don't necessarily think I had expectations going in. I just wanted to be a great teammate and come in and work and do whatever I'm asked to do and do my part and use my abilities to help the team win.
And what would you say Spartan Nation wants to know who Nathan Carter is? How do you describe yourself to them?
Man, I'm just a guy who's ready to work, a guy who loves the Lord, who's a big believer in his faith, and someone who doesn't. I want people to not look at me as a football player, but to look at me as a man, look at me as a follower of Jesus. And if I can use my gift to be able to promote his name, then I did my job. So. South Africa.
Well, how did that come about, and what was that experience?
Cape Town, South Africa. I went on a mission trip, and I went to an organization called Athletes in Action. It's kind of funny because the day I got here was the day I agreed to go into the trip after talking to the guy. So it was a quick turnaround, but it was the blessing, being able to go out to another country and just be able to share the gospel and to help people grow in their walk with Christ. It was really, 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 really fruitful for me, and it was a good experience. Like I said, if I haven't came to Michigan State, I would have never been open to the opportunity. So I'm just grateful to be here. Number one, to be at this amazing school and have the opportunities to do things like that. So.
Were you involved with Athletes in Action when you were at UConn?
I was,
okay,
yeah,
so that's
yeah.
Cool.
yeah, it's kind of cool to come here and transition and still be a part of that here and continue to grow in my walk of Christ and help other people, other sports, not just football, but other sports around the entire campus grow in their walks as well. So yeah, it was amazing. I would say a little over a week and a couple of days. So yeah, it was a really good trip. It was during our spring break, so that took a whole spring break to go on our trip. It was really nice. So yeah.
What do you recall the most from that trip? Like, is there a specific moment or?
Man, I'll be here all day if I want to tell you guys about the moments. But just being grateful for life. When you go to a foreign country, you see a lot of highs. You also see a lot of lows. When we come to the States, I think that a lot of us are just discontent in what we have. We're really, really blessed to be here in the States compared to other countries in the world, and to be able to go to South Africa and to kind of just see that and to be able to see how joyful those people are in the midst of not having much, it was really eye-opening for me. So I try to come back here and be content with all that I have, whether it's little, whether it's a lot, be content and be gracious and grateful for what God has given me and thankful for where he has me at. So.
Remember the towns, the city names?
It was Cape Town. Cape Town, South Africa was the main spot where we were in. So, yeah, no doubt.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.